you, folks? Good evening. It's a Thursday. 833-599-NICK. 833-599-6425 is the phone number if you'd like to join in. Not many podcasts take phone calls because of the tricky software issues, and but we found a guy somewhere up in Connecticut. Sells weed to kids during the day, and he does this at night, and boy, did he nail it. How you doing? If you tour dates, go to nickdip.com. Tonight, about 2.5 hours from now, I will be at Governor's in Levittown, Long Island. So come on out. One of my favorite gigs. People allow me to. I came down here almost 30 years ago. New York City embraced me. New Jersey embraced me. And nobody embraced me better than the Long Island people. You know why? Very, very angry. Very fucking hardworking deplorables. And one of my favorite gigs. Tuesday, August 28th, the Comedy Cellar, right on McDougal Street. Wednesday, August 29th, the Village Underground, right around the corner. Saturday, September 1st, the Fat Black Pussycat, around the corner from the Cellar. Saturday, September 28th, the Fat Black Pussycat. Friday, September 14th, and Saturday, September 15th. 2 shows each night. Arlington Draft House, Arlington, Virginia. Friday, September 21, Orpheum Theater, Flagstaff, Arizona. Can't wait. I haven't been out west in a while. Saturday, September 29th, the Fat Black Pussycat, New York City. Friday, November 9th, Comics, Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, Connecticut. Saturday, November 10th, Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, Connecticut. That'll be a good weekend. And right now I'm working on, my agent, Tommy, is working on a couple dates in Florida for November, I believe. Also, haven't nailed it down yet. We'll be appearing, it's this close to being confirmed, to Louder with Crowder. I'm going to go to Dallas and actually do the show live with him. And that night, we're looking at a venue, possibly Dallas, the Dallas Theater, I think it is. And I will let you know about all that. It'll go up on nickdip.com immediately, as soon as the paperwork is finished. And cannot wait. Can't wait tonight. When you're a comic and you don't go on stage for a while, you get fucking antsy, you get ugly, and can't wait to cut it loose tonight. Sleep like a baby on the nights I do comedy. Don't sleep like a baby the nights I don't. But it's going to be great, so tune in for that. Shit, let's take a call right off the top of the bat to mix things up here. Shall we? Austin in Rhode Island, coming to the show in Connecticut. Oh, Austin in Rhode Island. Austin, what's happening?
Yeah, what's going on, Nick?
What up, brother, man?
How you been?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, I'm coming to the show in up in Mohegan. I went to your show in Schubert. That was pretty good.
What Schubert Theater and where?
New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, yes. That was the last one on the Nick is Right tour.
Yeah. I was that guy that was that commented about that friggin' drunk guy that was like, do the Aristocrats or whatever. I was like, what the hell? Who is this drunk guy?
Oh, that jerk off, yes. Yeah, you took care of him, didn't you?
No, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want no part of him. He was fucking, I swear to God, and he probably, the worst part is he probably drove home.
Yeah, well, let's hope he did, and let's hope he fucking hit a bridge abutment.
Hey, I got a question for you, Nick. Are you a fan of Jordan Peterson?
Yes, I have his book. And I started like the first couple chapters, and it was all about personal responsibility and being mature, so I got very depressed, and I shut the book. But it all made great sense. He's brilliant. The only thing about him, he's a Canadian. And he has that personality of a fucking doorknob. But if he didn't, he's brilliant. He's a psychologist / professor, and he's brilliant. And I will finish that book because I could use a good lesson in growing up, I guess.
He's got a show coming up September 7th. At the, I think it's called Toyota Theater, and it's another show in Connecticut that I'm going to be going to.
Okay. Anything else you want me to?
Didn't-
Anything else you want to tell us about your personal life? What time's dinner tonight?
No, I already ate. I'm gonna smoke a joint and go to bed.
At 6:06. Holy shit! What are you hanging out with the
Fuck it.
Manson family? Good for you. Fucking light that
No.
doobie up and sleep like an A. I might try that myself. Once again, my sleep problems are back. Popped an Advil PM. Yes, I know it's fucking Adderall. Whatever. It knocks me out about an hour and a half later after I give it a good tug and rub one out. Between that and Advil PM, I sleep like Mrs. Von Bulow. But thank you, Austin, for calling, buddy. I'll look forward to seeing you there.
Oh yeah,
All right, man.
absolutely.
Take it easy.
It's a very dangerous situation.
You know, we do the show live, right? You know that, don't you?
We'll do it live.
Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I can.
That sounds like me, doesn't it? When we're trying to put this extravaganza together. 833-599-6425. Yeah, I'll be heading to Levittown Long Island, which means I'll be racing a family of either Dominicans or Puerto Ricans in their tricked-out Nissan on the Sprainbrook Parkway. They blow by you at about 140, chasing each other, and their cars all sound like, electric toothbrushes or lawnmowers or vibrators. I don't know what their cousin Ray does down at the shop, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's kind of racist, Nick. Yeah, okay, fucking sue me! Sue me! Let's get to it. Oh, the religion of peace is back at it again, I see. Oh, listen to that, huh? You can just tell by that battle cry that they're the religion of peace, aren't they? Anyways, they're back at it again. I think it was Paris. 2 people killed in Paris, a suburb of, I would say, Trapeze. It looks like traps, which are these right here. But no guy in France even has fucking traps. They all have the fucking physique of Twiggy. That's half their problem. But 2 people killed in a suburb of Paris Thursday morning in a knife attack, which was ended by French police, and the only way it should fucking end, fatally shooting the assailant. But here's the weird part of this story. A 35-year-old man identified in French media as Kamal S. We'll call him terrorist for short. Convicted in 2016 for the glorification of terrorism. I don't know, right there, you're out of my country. You're glorifying terrorism, but he had previously been an employee of the Parisian mass transit system and drove a taxi. I'm telling you, you want to break up terrorist rings? You go after the taxi and limousine service here in New York and in Paris, and they seem to, they're good behind the wheel. But the 2 victims, here's the weird part. 2 victims killed by Kamal are further reported to be members of his own family, leading French police to suspect, despite his radical background, the incident may have been based. He killed his mother and his sister. So maybe Allah Akbar means quit busting my balls. Get off my fucking back. But the reason I don't think it's just his domestic. Besides the sister and mother of the dead attacker, both killed, there were several people seriously injured that he wasn't related to. Including one who was airlifted to a hospital in critical condition. The Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack shortly after it hit the headlines. However, police have not yet decided whether to treat the incident as terrorist-related. Of course not. What would just him yelling Allah Akbar, but why would you treat it as a terror? He's not a fucking soccer hooligan. And they don't want to come out and say terrorism because there'll be a backlash against Islam. We've been through that. We heard that after 9/11. And you remember that? Whatever you do, even though there's, I don't know how many thousands of people dead after 9/11, we don't want any backlash. And you know what? There wasn't any. There was one fucking redneck idiot out in Arizona who killed a Sikh who was Indian because he had a turban on. But Paris, boy, do they hey, Western Europe is in deep shit. And why don't we take a note here in the United States? It's called thorough vetting. I personally go a little further. I'd look at their name, and if they had a chin strap beard, and then I'd go to their flat, as they say, and look for pork. And if you can't find any, you're going to jail. No pork, no pussy. You wonder why they're angry? I live on ribs. You ever ask yourself, and I ask myself all the time, why, if you're a Muslim, seriously, if you're a Muslim and serious about the religion, why you'd move to the United States, which is, our values are polar opposite. I mean, you put on TV and we have strippers eating cheeseburgers and live pigs and titty bar. Remember the 9/11 attackers? Where did they get busted? You remember where they were? Not after, but where they were the night before? A titty bar. I'm telling you, it's about sexual suppression. Makes them fucking angry. Show them how to... We should be dropping porn flicks all over fucking the Middle East. There's actually... I'm not making this up. Google this. Google, and I'm not shitting you. Our military has footage of ISIS gangbanging a fucking goat. Now, sure, the goat had a nice ass. Even I looked at it a couple times. Gangbanging a fucking goat. It's in black and white. You know those footage from the plane? How they light up heat sensor. But there's guys banging a fucking goat. And I'm just saying. Again, these are extremists. I lived, and I'm not shitting you. I'm going to sound like a softie here. 833-599-6425, the number. I lived in Astoria, New York, and was surrounded by Muslims. Hardworking, good people. I did a thing for Comedy Central right after 9/11. Interviewed some Muslim store shop, and he was literally bawling at what a mockery they made of his religion. And I don't think he took acting lessons. So I do believe, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to follow anybody that doesn't, well, the description I just gave you, the chin strap beer. I love profiling. You know why? Because it really, it's a shortcut. I prejudge people all the time, and I feel good about it. They prejudge me. You don't think I get fucking hassled? They think I'm a dumb guinea from Brooklyn, and I'm not. I'm a dumb guinea from Boston. So I'm just saying, profiling saves a lot of time, and the cops should be doing it. And then de Blasio came into New York City, and the first move he made was cops couldn't go undercover at mosques in the New York area. So you know where his, again, that fucking that liberal instinct they have for humanity and how people are. It will be whatever. Where's Giuliani when you need him? He's on Meet the Press. Trying to defend Trump. 833-599-6425. Excuse me. Cigarettes are delicious. I don't care what anybody says. They keep the fat off you. And like I said, you should do what I do. Wait till you're in your 50s before you hit them heavy. But seriously, am I going to be upset if a doctor tells me I have cancer in 20-something years? I really don't think so. I'll kiss that prick on the forehead. Let's go to... some more left-wing lunacy. Oh, the PETA people. Anytime I hear, PETA people. I didn't. Fucking. But they're doing some important work, the PETA people. Listen to this. PETA just spraying animals across America from cages. Imaginary animals on Nabisco animal cracker boxes. Oh, my God. Okay. That's a Hillary clip. Brian Kiley had the best animal crackers joke ever. He's a comedian from Boston, wrote for Conan. Still writes for Conan, I think. But he was one of the first guys I saw in Boston that was a tremendous joke writer. He said he bought a box for animal crackers, and on the box it said, "Don't open if seal broken." Sure enough. Come on. That joke will be funny for 1,000 years. Anyways, aren't you happy, PETA? They took the cages off the, the animal cracker boxes? The animals used to be in cages on the box, the imaginary animals. Well, they insisted that those cages be removed. So they're doing God's work. Even though girls aged 10 and 8 are being sold into, sex slavery and kids are being molested by priests all over the... Thank Christ the elephant is free on the fucking animal cracker box. You dumb, motherless fucks, you. Yeah, put it up. Let's see the picture of what they did. I mean, oh, Christ. You can look at the lion. He's never been happier. And I wonder, my question is, there's calcium. There's actually calcium in animal crackers. Here I am eating bananas and doing steroids. I could have a box of animal crackers and be fucking ripped. But here my question is I wonder if they took the cages off. These are sold around the world. I'm guessing in Venezuela the bars are still on. Because if you follow what's going on in Venezuela, they're fucking eating zoo animals. Thanks to socialism, where Liz Warren, that titless wonder, I'll get to her in a second, and Bernie Sanders, go to Venezuela. They're literally fucking fighting over zoo animals and eating them. I mentioned it on previous shows. If you enjoy a nice set of elephant nuts, go to Venezuela. Caracas, I think, there's a fried nut shop. I can't take it anymore. And when I'm fucking strung out and can't take it anymore, I'm always pleased to have somebody who feels the angst that I do. That'd be my friend Nelly in Philly. Nelly, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, Nick. How you doing, brother?
I'm telling you, Nelly, I'm trying to keep my cool, but the world's falling apart at the seams. Do you feel the same way?
Oh, shit, yeah. You know, PETA had the nerve a few years back to send a letter to Judas Priest about their song "Hellbent for Leather." When I heard that, I was like, "These guys are going off the rails."
Oh shit! Because of the leather itself?
Because of the song, probably about 10 years back, they sent a letter to Judas Priest, and they said, and then Judas Priest was like, "No." They said, "Well, can you change the song to Hellbent for Pleather?" I'm like, seriously, dude?
No, but I'm saying it was because leather. They have a problem with leather.
Yep. Because they have a problem with them singing the song "Hellbent for Leather." That's how whacked out they are.
Well, they rewrote it, "Hellbent for Polyester," but it didn't have the same fucking zing-zang to it.
Yeah, well, I heard that Peter's going to be after the Pokemon next. That's what I heard.
Can you imagine in a world, seriously, where kids are being molested and raped online and kiddie porn and shit? This is their big concern. How much time do these dickless wonders have on their hands? Seriously.
Ton. That's all I got to say. A ton of it.
That is the correct answer, Nelly.
I really wish I had that much time.
Yeah, well, you can't. You get up, you have a job, you're responsible, you're working, and even Pam Anderson, who I love, like everybody loves, but even I see her talking about this shit, and I'm like, there's kids right now being fucked on camera. Do you really give a shit about somebody who has a pit bull out in the sun for 12 hours?
Well, that's what they guard duty for.
Exactly right. All right, Nelly, anything else? Your Eagles. I'll see you guys in the playoffs once again. Oh, you hate the Eagles.
Hey, remember, I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Giants fan. I grew up in New York.
Yeah, you must be happy about Shaquan Barkley, whatever his fucking name is.
Hey, I just hope that he doesn't sell out like everybody does when they start playing.
Oh, he will. He will. He's soulless. All right. Yeah. All right, Nelly. I will talk to you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
All right.
I'll talk later. Bye.
Bye. 833-599-6425. But PETA doing God's work, and Venezuela, they're killing zoo animals. So if you guys are big socialist fans. Thing is, it says kids and occasional adults are still going to eat the animal cookies. Is PETA now going to start worrying about the symbolism of that? That's my point, sort of, about Venezuela. They're eating actual animals. So why are you picking on Nabisco? Get down to fucking Caracas. You got a family of 6 chewing on the ass of a zebra, for the love of fuck. Why don't you stop that? Huh? Because you're confused. You're confused. Only PETA, a group like PETA, could have legs and take root in a country like the United States, where we have that much time and that much food. That's all I got to say. Get your priorities straight. And don't get me wrong, when I'm watching TV late at night and a commercial comes on, and Patrice O'Neill, I should have pulled it, had the best bit. Those fucking PETA commercials where they show it fucking ruins my night. I don't need to see a cat with one fucking eye. But then I think, maybe that cat was an asshole. Maybe that cat bit a couple little girls and the fucking dad kicked it in the face with cowboy boots. I don't know. But you ruined. And by the way, I tried to watch the Red Sox last night. If we could get more cancer talk on Red, and I love Jerry Remy. I understand the Jimmy Fund. I understand all that. But Jesus Christ, every inning they brought somebody in that had cancer or was in remission. Honestly, and again, I know this sounds insensitive because most people have bought into this fucking shit. I appreciate your benevolence and all that other stuff. Keep it on Facebook. You know, you run a fucking 10K for tit cancer. Put it on Facebook. I try to get away from that because that's what I read about all day, and most people do. You go to the ball game to relax. It's supposed to be a release from disease and famine and war and AIDS. Can I watch friggin' Xander Bogaerts hit a fucking 3-run double? And can I just enjoy the replay while there's not an 8-year-old kid talking about his osteosarcoma? Again, I'm sounding cold here, but for Christ's sake, seriously, keep it over here. This is my relaxation time over here. Okay? And God bless Jerry Remy. He's been fighting lung cancer for I don't know how many years. I fucking love him. He sounds like me when I moved to New York City with that shitty Massachusetts accent. He won't change for anybody. And I love him. Jerry, we're all praying for you. But you got to give us a fucking break. I mean, Bogaerts drives in, clears the bases with a double, and I'm sitting there with tears in my eye like I just watched Brian's song. Fuck, give it a rest. Please? How do I look? That's the GoPro. I'm going to slap that on me. And this is what we're going to start making some clips for you Patreon people, subscribers. And my first one, I'm going to be, let's put it this way. It's almost like a dedication to Joe Rogan. It's going to be an outdoorsy, it involves nature and me in a brook with water pouring, cascading over my head. And I don't want to give it away, but think about a Nat Geo special on black bears. Do I have your attention now? All right. Anyways, so there's no more bars on the animal crackers, and you know what? Nobody gives a fuck. We're still going to eat them. We're going to clog our ass pipes with this type of shit. Have you ever had a camel made of butter, flour, and salt? You never taste anything better. Let's go to CNN. This one. CNN, where do they find their parade of hateful fucking racists? And I don't mean white people either. CNN commentator blames toxic masculinity for illegal immigrant allegedly killing Molly Tibbetts. You know the beautiful girl from Iowa killed by an illegal from Mexico? Yeah, well, the black woman, Symone Sanders, just hates whitey to the fucking core. Hates white people to the fucking core. Excuse me. Here's a clip. This isn't her talking about Molly Tibbetts, but this is an earlier clip just to show you how she feels about white people. Beautiful.
What we need, in my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. The Democratic Party is diverse, and it should be reflected as so in our leadership and throughout the staff at the highest levels.
Yeah. Imagine a Fox pundit going, you know what? We got enough black people. It's a big tent. We got enough black people on this side. What we need is more white fucking males running the show because that's how this country became great. How long would that last? Oh, she hateful. Fucking, when I see her, I think of this.
There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind.
Now you're saying that's not a man, Nick. No, she doesn't look like a defensive end for the fucking Green Bay Packers in the early 60s. She doesn't. She couldn't shed 2 fucking blocks and make fucking 14 tackles tonight. Molly Tibbetts, this is her quoting about the Molly Tibbetts. Molly Tibbetts was murdered because she told a man to leave her alone while she was jogging, Sanders tweeted. Can't believe she knows how to write. Her murderer happens to be undocumented. This isn't about border security. Strike one, dumb fucking bitch. This is about toxic masculinity. Molly Tibbetts lost her because a man couldn't take her saying no, full stop, whatever the fuck that means. You think any guy wants this broad? You think she might have a chip on her shoulder when it comes to men in general? Seriously. It had nothing to do with border security. Guys here illegally murder somebody. But she says it has nothing to do with border security. She's sexist. She hates fucking men. It's about toxic masculinity. Never mind the fact that if we were enforcing our border laws, he wouldn't have been here. Should still be alive. But let's gloss over that. It's because he has a cock. That's why she's dead. This fucking broad, I'd like to get her an egg. Yeah, she lost her life because a man couldn't take saying no, which I'm sure this broad has heard more than 1,000 fucking times. But
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But could I grab this microphone and I'd beat your brains out with it because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
what a dumb bitch. And she's on CNN like she's Walter Cronkite on ABC around the clock. Man hater, whitey fucking hater. But, she gets to say what she wants. She wasn't finished, though. She said her murderer actually might not even have been undocumented. First of all, that's what her lawyer said yesterday. His lawyer, I should say. Still hasn't provided documents proving otherwise. So, imagine saying that. You're on CNN. Well, yeah. Regardless, it is problematic for people to characterize an entire community based off the actions of one person. But you just did that. That clip I showed from a while ago. We have enough white men in the Democrat Party. And you're characterizing a whole gender. Toxic masculinity. That covers everybody with a dick and balls. So you just did that. So we shouldn't generalize on our side, but you get to. Fucking A, where do they? The majority of mass shootings in America are carried out by white men. So are we going to round them all up? Yes. Yes, we are. That's how it works in a country of law and order, you dumb fuck. Are we going to round them? Yes. How about Chicago? The last 2 weekends, over 140 people. Should we round them up? Yes. Should we profile? Yes. What don't you get, stupid? You're really starting to bug me, Symone. You look like Shannon Sharp's cousin. Ugh, she fucking angers me.
Fuck you!
She says so we're going to round up all the white men? She says that logic is asinine, archaic, and flawed. Well, you just used it, stupid. I'd love if we could have a real conversation about how women's lives are literally in danger because some men do not know how to check their egos. How many more women have to die before we can address this? 28? Oh, do I hate this bitch. I mean this woman. I mean this chick, this broad. This fucking ignorosis. CNN just keeps marching them out. So does MSNBC. We are in two different worlds. Symone Sanders. Look her up. You could Google 19 other clips. I didn't have time to. Of her just being outwardly racist. Well, she can't be because she's part of the oppressed. You buying into that, too? She fucking hates whitey to the core. Ugh. Yet she still has a job. No different than Jameel Hill. See right through you. Let's do something new here. After we do some, I like to keep it kind of light. I never mentioned this. One of my political, what am I, senator from fucking Massachusetts? Yeah. One of my comedy influences, when I was a kid, I loved Paul Lynde. You remember him? Center Square, if you're my age, on the Hollywood Squares. Gay guy. He was the first guy that really died of AIDS, and they said it was cancer, and everybody saw right through it. And then they started calling it gay cancer, which was wrong and shit. But this guy, they called it gay cancer. They did. They most certainly did. You Google gay cancer, I guarantee you. Patrice O'Neal's picture will come up saying, that's gay cancer, man. No, but that's what they used to call it before they knew what it was. But I love Paul Lynde, and let's use this as a palate cleanser. I like some audio of him on the Hollywood Squares.
During the 18th century, it was common for a bride to sell something at her wedding reception to help pay for the cost of the wedding. What did she sell?
Her firstborn.
Here's another one.
Why was Daniel thrown into the den of lions?
For jaywalking in Jerusalem.
Did you hear that? You know who that was? Buddy Hackett. That was Buddy Hackett trying to steal Paul Lynde's thunder. Comics will do that. And you could see Paul Lynde was one of the funniest motherfuckers. Bewitched. He was on Bewitched. We've seen him on episodes of The Munsters playing a blind doctor. I mean, brilliantly funny, a mean drunk. He got into it with somebody on a plane. He was drunk. He was like a real mean fucking drunk. Somebody sat in his seat. Oh, yeah, he went fucking haywire on a plane. Yeah. Yeah, good, put it up there. Thank you. I absolutely fucking loved this guy. And, you know, people ask what your comedy influences are, but you never, you know. I go right to George Carlin, Pryor, fucking Robert Klein. And but when I was 9 years old, I loved the Hollywood Squares. And I was like, why does this guy, you know, he was murdering every time. And I'm sure a lot of this shit was written for him and whatnot. But I know a lot of it wasn't either. Brilliantly and every question they asked him, not the first couple I just played, but always had a setting him up for like a gay joke or whatever. My favorite one I don't even have on here. They said, Paul, we all know when a man falls out of a boat, the proper term is man overboard. What do you say when a woman falls overboard? Falls overboard, and you go, full steam ahead. What's so funny coming out of a gay guy? It's almost fucking mean. But anyways, we'll use him as a palate cleanser. Absolutely love him. I got if I can remember next time somebody asks me, and I mentioned Leno and Pryor and Carlin, I gotta mention Paul friggin' Lynde. And Ruth Buzzy too. Not Ruth Buzzy. Phyllis Diller. I confuse my ugly broads in their 70s. She used to knock my fucking socks off. Let's get to it. 833-599-6425. 833-599-6425. What do we got here? This sort of dovetails from the ignorant jerk-off Symone Sanders saying that it was toxic masculinity that killed Molly Tibbetts and not an illegal alien from Mexico, which we all know is the truth. But Elizabeth Warren, you know who she is? The titless, witless wonder from my home state. This broad has nothing to offer. First of all, she's scarier than a stump fence and far, far left and dumb. You know, she's part Cherokee, so her left toenail, 1/8 of that. But she actually said that the mother of a man killed by an illegal immigrant ripped Senator Warren for calling for a solution to real problems. Did I give you the video of... Yes, we have Liz Warren on CNN. She actually said, here's what she said about this Molly Tibbetts. Listen to it.
I'm so sorry for the family here, and I know this is hard, not only for the family, but for the people in her community, the people throughout Iowa. But one of the things we have to remember is we need an immigration system that is effective, that focuses on where real problems are.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Do you hear what she just said? Where real problems are. Imagine you're sitting home, you're Molly Tibbetts' parents. Well, I feel bad for the dead white girl in Iowa, but we have to focus on the real problem. What a cold... Where do they make these broads? On the Chelsea Clinton. Chelsea Clinton last week said that all the abortions add almost $3 trillion to the economy. Even for me, and I say shit that's twice as cold as that, but I'm on stage and I'm a comic. Even I sat up. The real problem, it's not this dead white girl. The real problem, it's always political because she's what? She's a statist. The solutions to everything is fucking government. The real problem is reforming the immigration law. Never mind this dead white girl. Can you imagine this fucking... My home state has disappointed me. Politically, it's embarrassing. It's more embarrassing than when it was busing in the 70s, and you had fucking, racist white people throwing rocks at buses. It's that stupid and that repulsive the other way. The real problem. Ugh, what a disgusting. But you know what? And then this on Fox, this Marianne Mendoza, who her son was a police officer. His son, he was Brandon, was killed by a drunk driving illegal immigrant. So she responded to the titless, witless wonder, the Indian. Elizabeth Warren. Here is Mrs. Mendoza.
I was disgusted by Senator Elizabeth Warren hearing her speak today, and what I want to say to her is stop lying to the American people, because you don't care what is happening to the victims of illegal alien crime, because if you did, you would be standing up for us and you would be doing something about it.
That's right. I don't tuck my shirt in behind this desk because this is my show. I have that kind of power. I don't even have pants on. Imagine that, though. You're sitting there. Your son was killed by an illegal and having to listen to it. The real problem is keep voting Democrat Massachusetts, though. Keep doing it. And keep talking about cancer to let us know how benevolent you are. And good for you, Mrs. Mendoza. Cold as fucking ice. Another one, Elizabeth Warren. Again, her beef is not with politics and people on the right. Her beef is with God. She's 6'8", weighs about 111 grams, and just is fucking cold and frigid. Does she have is she married, Didn't she marry a chief from the Blackfoot tribe, or... She went on Ancestry.com. She's 0.00001% Native American and 99.999% dumb cunt. Please watch Leave It to Beaver when the country was great. Liz Warren, you are just everything that's wrong with the world. And that Mrs. Mendoza is so right. We could see right through. You knew the butt was coming. We feel bad for the family, and I can't imagine the pain and the loss and for the whole state. But we could see it coming. That's called cushioning the blow before. But I'm the solution.
Wikipedia says she's been married twice.
And to who?
To
Lorraine
Jim Warren. They were married for 10 years.
Jim Warren?
Currently married to Bruce H. Mann.
Yeah, who's probably not a man. That's what's ironic about that.
Well, I mean, there are two N's, so you never know.
Yeah, no, I do know, Jason. I'll do the jokes. Don't fucking... yeah, that guy, I guarantee you that guy hates pussy. Did he really look at her and go, I always wanted to fuck a 6'6", fucking semi-blind, titless, far-left kook. Yes. Where'd they meet? On shitheads.com? Put up, Mr. Man. Oh, yeah, you can tell he's a fucking pussy magnet his whole life. Look at that stupid. If he saw a vagina, he'd throw up blood. I want a fucking Indian. Look at you. Nice glasses. Perfect for... Are they currently married, Jace?
Yep, it says they've been married since 1980.
And where'd they meet?
That I don't know. Wikipedia isn't that thorough.
Yeah, I know where they fucking met. In the closet. They met on a dating site called beards.org. I have about had it. A little Paul Lynde for you.
Henry Kissinger recently was quoted as saying, "They aren't even sexy." What was he referring to?
The Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Headline, drug tunnel to Mexico uncovered in kitchen of former KFC. Deep-fried fentanyl, everybody. Get your deep-fried fentanyl. After a significant drug bust in Arizona, police found a 600-foot-long tunnel allegedly used to smuggle drugs across the border from Mexico to the kitchen of a former Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant. It's the Colonel's secret recipe, opioids, a little bit of fucking buttermilk, and a dirty syringe between your toes. You'll think you've died and went to heaven. Police conducted a traffic stop on August 13th on Ivan Lopez. Oh, my God, a guy named Lopez selling drugs. What are they? During which they say they found hard narcotics in the trailer of the truck Lopez was driving. Authorities found 118 kilos of methamphetamine, 6 grams of cocaine. That's good shit, man. 3 kilos of fentanyl, 13 kilograms of white heroin, which is the best. I don't mean to be racist here, but have you ever had black heroin? Oh, my God. It leaves you angry and whatever. 6 kilograms of brown heroin. This guy was actually diverse in his drugs. Was there no yellow heroin, you racist prick? No red heroin? Just selling brown and white? I used to do the black tar hash. Have you ever done that? Ooh, I hit that up in high school. Priscilla? Priscilla was nodding. Black tar hat. Yummy, yummy. This is actually black and brown and... No, I'm sorry, there's no black. Brown and white heroin. Jesus, I hope Sharpton doesn't hear about that. They found all that. A Homeland Security agent, Scott Brown, said they found all that on Ivan Lopez's truck. And... boy, that president, he said a lot of things, and he's right about a lot of this shit.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
But you are correct, sir.
The fentanyl, listen to this, the fentanyl alone could have supplied 3 million doses. Brown said Lopez had been seen earlier that day in San Luis, Arizona, removing the toolboxes in which the drugs were found from the former KFC restaurant. Lopez actually owned that building, which made me think of a show that we all loved. And you know what I'm talking about, Breaking Bad. Can we play that video?
Oh. And welcome to the Los Pollos Hermanos family. My name is Gustavo, but you can call me Gus.
My name is Ivan Lopez, but you can call me Dealer, okay? Gus. They said the tunnel was only 8. It was, do I have the... They actually give the statistics of the tunnel. Here we go. The tunnel in the kitchen area. The tunnel was only 8 inches in diameter. Apparently, the drug mules were all girls who had eating disorders. And they... but it was 22 feet deep and nearly 600 feet long. The tunnel traveled from the former KFC to a home in Mexico where a trapdoor was found under a bed. Oh. Listen to this. Authorities say the tunnel was used to smuggle illegal drugs across the border and that the drugs were being pulled to the U.S. with a rope. That's a long fucking haul. It reminds me of an episode of that show I saw, My 600-Pound Life, when this lady thought her whole family was dieting and shit. She had some friend. She'd lower a rope out the window with a basket on it, and some other fat fuck of a friend would load it up with fucking yodels and fucking Twinkies and fried chicken and pizza and shit. She'd pull it up to her window. Oh, she'd pull it up to her window. Diane, you still on that diet? Oh, yeah. Am I supposed to feel... Am I supposed to feel bad for those people on this 600-pound... Anybody else watch that like it's a sitcom? I'm belly laughing till I shit my pants. Am I supposed to feel bad? I am belly laughing. The doctor sits down and spends 2 hours... You have to lose this many pounds and shit. They stick on the diet for like, 48 hours. And then they fucking they stick an IV of heavy cream and fucking... and then they come back and the doctor puts them on the scale. Good, you went from 571 to fucking 576. Have you been cheating? Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't cheat whatsoever. I'm guessing your husband is cheating. Your fucking armfuls smell like an old sock. 833-599-6425 is the phone number. But why don't you admit Trump was right? They're selling drugs. They're not sending their best. But again, not all. Most of them. I defend, by the way, Mexicans more on this show than any. Like I said, they remind me of the Italians at the turn of the century. The majority of them hardworking, conservative, religious, and every time they put up statistics about who died in Afghanistan fighting for us, you'll see a ton of Latino names. So, but that's why, Trump didn't say everybody. Once again, the fucking left-wing media and the Symone Sanders and CNNs of the world took his words and twisted them. We knew exactly what he fucking meant, and some are good people. Most are good people. That's where he might have fucked up. How about that? I'll give you that much. Could I get a waitress in here, please? I need another Manhattan. Could I get another fuzzy navel? A sex on the dirty beach? Jason, these are drinks from the 80s. What year were you born, Jace?
93.
90. What the fuck? 93?
Yep.
93?
It was later in 93, so it don't feel too bad.
Oh, yeah, around October, November. Fucking,
Yeah.
That takes a load off. 93. I had already done open mics in Boston and moved down here by 89. And can you imagine?
You probably have shoes from 93.
The shoes I'm wearing right now are from 97. I got a nice pair of wingtips on. 93? What the fuck?
Yep, good old days.
I was 31 at that point. I'm 31 years older than you.
Yep.
How old's your parents?
55 and 54, I believe.
I'm older than both your motherfucking parents. Excuse me, Mrs. Berkelmeyer. I don't know what Jason's last name. I've known him.
Close enough.
What's your last name?
It's Berkelbach.
Berkelbach. Gee, you guys make a good pretzel.
Yeah, it's pretty German.
Fucking Berkelbach. You're on air, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank Christ.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going, you make a good pretzel. Fucking Jason Berkelbach. Do you have your walking papers?
Right? It's fun to say, right?
Oh my, Berkelbach. That's a fucking great name.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But I think it's a town in Germany, and I think when my family came over, it was something even more ridiculously German, and they were like, "Fuck it, you're Berkelbach. I'm not trying."
I think it's an oven in Germany. Okay. Jesus Christ! And how many General Birkenbachs there were under fucking Hitler? Himmler's boyfriend was a Berkelbach. Wait a minute. What's your dad's first name?
Steve.
I thought you were going to come back with some Enrique, some Von Steve. Steve Berkelbach. Steve Berkelbach. Reporting for dude clink, you are an idiot. Berkelbach. What?
The Italian side of my family has a very Italian name. It's Odafaro.
Odafaro?
Yeah. So it's kind of all
I
extreme.
owed a Pharaoh $50 once, and he fucking almost broke my kneecaps. Hello. Thank you very much. That was fucking funny. Admit it.
The Tin Man wanted a heart, and the Lion wanted courage. What did the Straw Man want?
He wanted the...
Let me do that one again.
The Tin Man wanted a heart, and the Lion wanted courage. What did the Straw Man want?
He wanted the Tin Man to notice him.
God bless him. Remember Charlie Weaver? I'm talking to you people because a lot of these. I have a wide range from 20 to 60, but Charlie Weaver was a guy with suspenders and a gray mustache, and He was 97 when he was in Hollywood Square. He's been dead for about 112 years. Anyways, my point being, if you want to get good drugs and you get a hankering for fried chicken, Arizona. They have code words there. Would you like the white meat? That's for the white heroin. No, I'll take some of the dark meat. That's the brown. Finally tonight on Meet the Press. Oh, once again, I've been holding a piss for I sit down, I don't have to piss, and it just comes on like gangbusters. What do we got here? Oh, boy, this one fried my fucking apples.
Bad boys, what you want, what you gonna do? When Sugar John don't come for you.
Thank you.
Colorado police officers suspended for leaking body camera footage of Denver's mayor's son yelling at cop. You guys might have seen this on YouTube. 2 Colorado cops were suspended Wednesday for their involvement in leaking body camera footage of the Denver mayor's son threatening an officer. The mayor is black, by the way, as part of an expletive-laden outburst. But he can do that, because...
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Aurora police officers Paul Timmons and Judy Gurley Bockenheimer. No, Gurley Lutkin. What's your last name, Jay?
It's Birkelbach.
Right here in our show, we have a trapeze artist from the East German area, Steve Birkelbach. Nice warm welcome for this crowd.
Let me turn me up.
Hey, I can hear you, fucking Sister Sledge. Birkelbach. Anyways. Yeah, Paul Timmons, Judy Girl, and Lutkin received a one-day suspension after the department found they were involved in prematurely leaking the video of Jordan Hancock, the son of Denver Mayor Michael Hancock. Okay? Jordan Hancock, 22 years old, was pulled over on March 23rd by an Aurora police officer for going 65. In the story I read, it said in a 40. This says in a 50. Either way. Despite reportedly being caught driving without a license, Hancock became belligerent toward Aurora Police Officer Paul McClendon and began cursing him out. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we talked about it yesterday. And, yeah, you always hear how, cops harassing young black males and blah, blah, blah. And I said on one of the shows, and to one of our callers who was black, I said, yeah, well, you guys get a little you act a little weird around cops. And what were we talking about yesterday? We had an example of this. But here's the footage. This is the mayor of Denver's son being pulled over by Aurora. And again, I couldn't find a clip where it wasn't bleeped. Can somebody help me? Am I not looking in the right place? This is the fucking internet. And you know why? Because I'm pulling it from a news report. Yeah, but so what? So where do you go fucking otherwise? Does anybody have a Jay? You can figure that out after the show. But look at the fucking attitude in this
to
punk.
get the officer fired.
Are you in the fire? Yeah, guess what? I'm about to fire you. Yeah, for what? Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. Hey, being food, whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Jordan Ham.
Yeah, you fucking bitch. I'm going to get you fucking fired. The cop asked him, why is this car not red? He goes, that's my fucking dad, you fucking bitch. And it speaks more to parenting, I think. This is the fucking mayor. Reminds me of de Blasio and his son with the afro. De Blasio said a couple of years ago, remember right in the paper, I told my son because you're black, you should be careful around the car. It's that type of fucking moronic. And this cop, we were talking about yesterday how cops take verbal abuse and don't do anything about it. This cop kept his cool the whole time, but apparently he showed another cop footage from his body cam, and that woman cop showed it to her husband, whatever, and it got leaked. So that's why they're in deep poo-poo. But that's not the point. Could you be a bigger fucking punk? If anybody deserved to be tased in the face, just fucking zero respect. I'm young, I'm black, and you're a cop, so I can treat you like shit. My daddy's the fucking mayor. Ugh. I feel embarrassed for the mayor because that says a lot to how you raise the kid. Of course, they said the kid has apologized to the cops since in a letter and paid a $275 fine. But you try that. I get pulled over in upstate New York with my buddy Andy Fiore, or maybe we're in Pennsylvania, some fucking cow town. Coming back from upstate New York. And my violation was a cop had pulled somebody over. It was a 2-lane highway, and I was in the right lane, and then there was where the cop had pulled the person over. But it was fucking very wide. There was 30 feet between me and where the cop had pulled the guy. I stayed in the right lane. I didn't know you're supposed to. I had never heard this. I had never heard this, that you're supposed to do a courtesy thing and get in the other lane. And that's because fucking morons run into cops, I guess. But I didn't. So he gets done with that guy and pulls me over. And I couldn't have been more polite. I put my dome light on. I put my hands on the fucking steering wheel. Just out of courtesy because I like cops and I respect what they do. But this cop started getting mouthy with me. You didn't know that. Really? I had never heard that. Honest to God, I was being sincere. You never heard that. Come on. Blah, blah, blah. And even Fiore said to me after. And turns out the cop, he goes, where you come? Comedy show. He goes, the cop goes, you know Megan Hanley, who's a girl that opened for me a few times a couple of years ago. He was dating Megan Hanley. But even Fiore, my buddy Fiore said to me after, he goes, was he being a dick to you or what? You know? I couldn't have been more polite. So should I get mouthy next time like this kid? No, because Dad's not the mayor of fucking Cowshitville, New York, wherever the fuck we were. I didn't know that. I did not. But there was a ton of room between me and the car. It makes sense, I guess, but I just thought I'd throw that in there. But the tone and shit. So, black guys, I'm sick of hearing how cops treat you like shit because, you know, every time I go online, you know, you're getting mouthy. And I'm not saying cops don't get nervous around you, too. But let's go to Chris from one of my favorite countries, old Canada, home and native land, through patriot love and all thy sons command. Chris, what's up?
Hey, Nick, how are you this evening? I got 3 quick ones for you, all on topic.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention there about Sumo Sanders there. She's a big woman, eh? Is it just me, or do I see her like on occasion, like on other clips? Because I don't watch CNN because I can't imagine more than 40 or 50 people are left watching that station by now.
Yeah, and the people
and
that...
ironically, you're one of them.
And the people... Well, I put it on because it's like watching a car wreck. I can't believe like what they get to say on there as opposed to other networks and the parade of idiots that they march out night after night. But yeah, she is I have a theory about Symone Sanders. She's she's the missing Sharp brother. You know Shannon Sharp and the other Sharp that played in the NFL. They're Hall of Famers. She's she's the missing Sharp.
Absolutely. And I'm in 100% agreement with you there on Paul Lynde. He probably was the best thing about Hollywood Squares. He was just sensational on that show. He could deliver those jokes. I'm sure he never wrote any of them, but he could just deliver them, and it was just spot on.
Well, he might have wrote a few, but he was so funny when he does cameos in other shows. If you look back to shows in the 60s where he did cameos and stuff, and I mean, brilliantly fucking funny. And he was a hard drinker, too. And he got into it on a plane with somebody. Was taking this. Somebody sat in his seat or some shit. But you also wanted to mention Mexican immigration, Chris.
That's correct, Nick. I don't understand the logic in people always defending them. If the first thing a person does is break into your country and do something illegal, why do you think anything they're going to do afterwards is going to have any merit or any, like the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break down your front door, break into your house. Do you expect that these people are going to be good people?
Well, but in fairness, a lot of them that do sneak in aren't, they're not criminals. But yeah, I get your point, and the real conservatives say the same thing. It shows no respect for the country, number one. Number two, there's Mexicans and people from all of South America waiting in line to do it right. And they're the ones who get fucked. And these people that sneak in suppress wages for them and Americans and legal immigrants who so you're absolutely right. you listen to these networks on the left, and that doesn't count. They have every right to be. The Democrat Party in this country, Chris, are for open fucking borders. That's not an exaggeration. Because I hear people, sometimes I hear people ask them a question and go, I think it was Tucker Carlson one night said, so how many people should we let in here? What's the number would you have? You'd have a cutoff, and they never have a fucking answer. And it's a legitimate question. It's a sincere question. What's the number? You know, and a lot of them are on the dole.
But of course, it's open borders so long as we're bringing in people who are going to vote left. We don't bring in people who are going to vote for conservatives. Why don't we go over to the Ukraine, where they're being invaded by Russia? I'm sure there's a lot of Ukrainians there who could come over here, more than happy to join, the ranks of the working class over here, and then vote for conservatives and Republicans.
Well, the difference there is that Mexico borders the United States, so it's just you can climb through a tunnel and you come up and you're in California, or you're in the basement of KFC. You actually get to fucking have a few McNuggets on the house, but. Yeah, no, you're exactly right. The first act is to disrespect. And then you see rallies; they have the Mexican flag out. So there's no pressure to assimilate, and it's like a slow motion riot or revolution, a kind of a soft coup where they're taking back Mexico. I mean, this is what's being taught in schools in this country. So whatever. But again, most of them, are hardworking and stuff. But that doesn't. But still, your first act was to spit in the face of this country's laws, so fuck them. Hey, Chris, good call. Nice talking to you, Canada. Oh, Canada. That is about it. Why? Because I have to head off to a gig that's about an hour and 15 minutes away, and you never know what you're going to hit on the LIE and the Northern State Parkway and whatever, Governors and Levittown, Long Island. But that is it for now. Patrons, I want to thank you guys. People are still signing up, man. After each show, people are popping in. And again, put a question mark on your calendar, October 4th. I haven't nailed it down yet, but pretty sure I'm going to go to Dallas and do Crowder Show live and possibly do a gig that night. We're working all that. And keep an eye on nickdip.com as far as updating my schedule. I always slow it down in the summer, then it picks up in the fall. So I can't thank you guys enough. Remember, you got the Fredo tier, and tell your friends. That's only $4.99. You got the Sunny tier, $9.99, and Michael Corleone tier at the $30 level. Tell your friends about it. There's not many places where you can go and hear this stuff, and I enjoy doing this. I'm going to pick my house up, though, and move it to Salt Lake City. I want to go to Utah. Again, I was looking online today. I saw pictures of Salt. Jesus Christ, is that a bastion of, I don't want to say whiteness. That would be racist, but it's just a clean, there's beautiful mountains and shit. Looks like you been there? Jay, you been there? You didn't like it?
Have you ever seen Salt Lake City? Have you ever been near it?
No.
It's like a ditch.
What do you mean?
Broken glass. It's just horrible.
Broken glass.
Yes.
What are you?
I saw people swimming. It was like a puddle. It was salty and it was disgusting and broken glass and.
Yeah, but okay, that's just the pond you were at with your kids.
No, that was Salt Lake.
Oh, that was salt. Is that the lake that you float in because there's so much salt?
I think so. I wouldn't go in it.
Yeah. Oh, I would. I fucking.
It looks good on pictures.
I love salt. It heals up all my ass wounds. All right, that is it, kids. Remember, you guys think it. I will say it. You're welcome. I will see you on Monday. All right. Take care of yourselves.
Beans don't burn on the grill. Took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill.